Hello, and welcome to 5827 West Park. We're here in the Cheltenham neighborhood, just a few blocks down from Dogtown. This house is a 1928 frame bungalow, and it's in this working class neighborhood, which was primarily built for the workers who worked in the heavy industry down off Manchester. Come up to the house. You can see we have a traditional style front porch. And as we turn around from here, you'll be able to see the reason for this neighborhood is between these houses here. As we zoom in, you can see the industrial valley down there. And that's where all the heavy industry once upon a time was located, that helped build St. Louis and make it great. Coming inside, this house is an example of incremental housing. It was built as a very small house initially, and then added on to it as the family grew and their financial position improved. Have the living room here, and let me close the door so the bleeper doesn't bleep. This is probably always a living room, and it connects to the dining area, or what would have been the dining area, and then a very small area behind us, which I believe would have probably been the original kitchen. Because it's a smaller room, you have this big structure here, which is where the vent chimney runs to ventilate the heating, and also where the original coal stove for the cooking would have ventilated through. So quite compact initially, probably under 700 square feet, I'm guessing, just looking at it. It's larger than that now. And then this would have also been an original bedroom. So this is in the original part of the house. And again, the flooring is all modern, engineered flooring in here, and vinyl plank in the rest of the house, because the walls had obviously been moved over time as when the house was modernized as it grew. Have the bathroom, which looks to be the original placement of it. Obviously modern tub. And toilet around here. And that's the reason I'm thinking that that other room was where the kitchen was originally, because it would have shared plumbing with the bathroom. That would have been a logical place to have put it. But then you see here we have a step up and a doorway. And this is the portion of the house which was built later. And we have another bedroom here. And the new kitchen. And when I say new, this addition may have been built in the 30s or 40s, but newer than the original house, I mean. And this is a cost-effective way a lot of people met their housing needs back in the day. And then coming outside, we have a compact rear garden, which again could either be used. There's no fence at the rear property line, so you could put down a parking pad or fence it in and have a relaxation space. Do have a rear patio here. And so as we go downstairs, you can see some of the way this house was built. So we're in the newer edition of the home here. And you'll see that as we walk down these stairs, which likely would have been an exterior staircase once upon a time. If you're listening to that, that's a cave cricket somewhere in there. But this wall is the dividing wall that would have been the original foundation wall for the old part of the house. And then we have the newer portion here. And that's built on kind of a crawl space. This is the original basement. It does have a sump pump drain tile system. These were probably built with dirt floors back in the day, and just kind of a dugout basement place to put the furnace and whatnot. But you can see here what I was talking about. This is that central chimney that runs up through the house. Obviously now it's connected to the furnace. And then here, these little rooms are the original coal storage rooms. So you see them, the walls are always black, dirty, kind of messy looking. And that's because they would have held coal in there that you'd shovel into the old-fashioned furnace that used to be here. Probably on that big rectangular pad below here. Have laundry hookups as well. And the plumbing. And this house has been rewired. But one thing we can also see as we look up at the ceiling here are some of the knob and tubes. This is the old thing. This would have had a wire running through it that was cloth covered. And you'd have one wire here, the hot, and then the neutral would have run in a completely separate area on a separate run, and they joined together inside an electrical box to be connected. Now, knob and tube, people are scared of it sometimes because obviously it's old. It's 100 years old if it's still existing, which is why this house had wiring changed, obviously. But the thing about it is that because those two wires run separated from each other, it's much more difficult for them to short circuit except at a light or an outlet. Or if you're unfortunate and you put a hanger on a run that runs over your washing machine, that can sometimes get you zapped too. But here we go, we're ending up back in the original portion of the house. Thank you very much for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe.